With only 5 months left in 2023, Sony is still maintaining its silence about PS5 Slim. But wait no, Microsoft has finally confirmed PS5 Slim release date and price. Hold up, Microsoft? You mean Xbox manufacturer on behalf of Sony? That's right. And we got news like an abducted girl rescued by FBI using Nintendo Switch and many more tech news. Welcome to a brand new series in IBTimes UK. My name is Gurku and let's get started with the tech news. It has been within 3 years since PlayStation 5 came out. Wait, it has been 5 years since PlayStation 5 came out? Well, I'm old. But if you look at the history, PlayStation 4 came out in 2013 and within 3 years gap, PlayStation 4 Slim and Pro came out in 2016. Therefore, it makes sense for people to expect PlayStation 5 Slim this year. So far, the expectations are looking good, as we could expect Sony to announce about PlayStation 5 Slim by September, and by November or December, we could expect PS5 Slim in the market. Well, if you don't believe me, fact, this is my first episode, but Microsoft themselves has confirmed this news during the battle with FTC in the court. So recently, a California judge ruled in favor of Microsoft on the FTC's request of preliminary injunction blocking of $68.7 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard, which by itself is a massive topic, and I think I need to cover that in a separate video. But as part of the case, Microsoft actually filed in a document which revealed that PS5 Slim is on its way later this year. Here's the exact quote that was mentioned in the document. PlayStation likewise sells a less expensive digital edition for $39.99 and is expected to release a PlayStation 5 Slim later this year at the same reduced price point. So this not only confirms that PlayStation 5 Slim might probably be releasing this year, but it also confirms its price, which is going to be same as PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, which is a good thing. Well, $39.99, so it's about like £308. Hopefully, at least this time, the scalpers won't be taking all the PS5 Slims just for themselves, leaving none for others. Yeah, surely. That won't happen again. Moving on from console gaming to PC gaming, well, more like Mac gaming. That's right, games on Mac. If you're already following our channel, then you might have seen our video on Apple's Windows emulation environment, which allows developers, well, game developers, to easily port their games from Windows to Mac. If you haven't already watched that video, I highly recommend you watching it because I go in more detail about game porting toolkit from Apple, which allows game developers to port Windows game to Mac OS. Well, recently the game porting toolkit got an update, Beta 1.0.2, which just got released by Apple, and wow, it has significantly improved gaming performance even through all the transition layers. For example, games like Elden Ring in the newer version of this software has gone up from 26 frames per second to 32 frames per second, and this was tested on Mac Sonoma M1 Mac chip. The more exciting news is the fact that games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Resident Evil 2, which wasn't even running in the previous version, is now completely fine running in the newer version. So I guess I was slightly wrong at the end of my last video.
On top of this, since this is based on Apple's D3D Metal on DXVK, which uses the zlib license, can mean that Apple isn't obligated to release the changes or improvements. Therefore, the process of porting games to Mac from Windows will still be heavily based on game developers, and not Apple taking their time to work with Valve or other developers to make a real progress to this update.
So I guess I was slightly wrong at the end of my last video. It seems like Apple is here to stay at the gaming industry and bring their fight to Windows and Valve's Steam. I mean, think about it, right? Valve's Steam takes 30% cut from their game developers, and Apple takes 30% cut from their app developers from their App Store. So this is a combat waiting to happen. With Death Stranding already available to pre-order on Mac App Store, I guess we can hope in the future Apple will bring more AAA titles to their App Store to take a percentage from the game developers. I'm not the only one changing news topics. Amazon is also changing their policy on Alexa, not because they want to, because they were fined for $25 million. Well, I guess for Amazon it's not a big money. But still, the long-running Federal Trade Commission case submitted by Privacy Advocate, who accused Amazon of holding children's voice recording and transcript of those recordings for longer than the allowed time period under Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Although Amazon has been constantly insisting that they haven't done anything wrong, and they have been following all the federal privacy protection acts, in the settlement they have agreed to make changes for the way how they handle users' data, especially for children, in the future. The division is also now responsible for Amazon having to pay US Treasury a $25 million civil penalty fine. Amazon stated that while we disagree with the FTC's claims and deny violating the law, this settlement puts the matter behind us. Sure, I guess. And they also stated that, as part of the settlement, we also agreed to make a small modification to our already strong practice and will remove child profiles that have been inactive for more than 18 months, unless a parent or guardian chooses to keep them.
What?
Well, I at least hope this is an opt-in service where the guardian or parents can opt in to choose if they want to have it stored more than 18 months, rather than having it as an opt-out option where the guardian or parent wouldn't probably even know that this exists and store it longer than it should need to be. Doing a 180 from the dark side of technology, here is some reassuring news about kids and technology. FBI rescues an abducted kid using Nintendo Switch. That's right, we are living in the era of all the technology that's around us that we hold can be connected to the internet and can be used to track us. Although this sounds a bit dark, sometimes it does come in handy in helpful situations. Like this news where the FBI has showed how the technology can be put to use to save someone's life. A family in Virginia reported that their 15-year-old daughter went missing. Unknown to the search team, she was already over 2,000 miles away in Arizona, abducted by a 28-year-old man, Ethan Robert. The girl has been chatting with Robert, who has been manipulating her to leave her home so he can abduct her. Despite continuous effort of authorities and citizens, initial search didn't yield any results. That is until one of the abducted child's friend contacted authorities to give an unexpected clue. The girl's Nintendo Switch account went online unexpectedly. Robert has allowed the kid to bring her Nintendo Switch to play some games. He even allowed her to connect the Nintendo Switch to his Wi-Fi so she can watch YouTube videos. However, just like Steam or any other platform, when you go online, you automatically send notification to your friends list showing that you're online. And luckily, one of her friends noticed that the abducted kid went online and reported it to the authorities. Using this, the FBI agents went to work to track down the location of the Nintendo Switch. Thanks to the authorities, the rescue team were able to successfully locate the location of Robert's apartment complex and safely rescue the abandoned kid, and were able to save the child. Even though some of the news, like one we saw previously, do put us a fear in our mind about technology and how kids use them, sometimes the technology does come in handy to saving a kid's life. Thankfully, the case concluded positively a few weeks ago as Robert pleaded guilty and received a 30 years jail time. Well, that's the positive ending that we were looking for. And that is everything for this week. And hopefully we will see you soon again with more tech news. Subscribe to this channel so you make sure you don't miss out on other weekly newses.